My name is Rod Azlan. I'm a MC and host, primarily for dubstep raves and parties, and a vocalist and a songwriter and that kind of guy.
So, how long have you been MCing for?
I've been MCing for a while. I mean, mostly for fun. So from when I grew up as a kid, so going sort of late '80s, early '90s, just mucking about, rapping and doing bits and bobs. But yeah, for dubstep since about sort of 3 or 4 years now, man.
So, before dubstep, what type of music were you MCing to?
Well, just rave music. I say hip hop. I'm a reggae guy primarily, man. That's where I come from as far as a fan of music and how I got involved in dubstep. So, say growing up with reggae music and the whole hip hop thing, jungle, rave, techno, really moving with the kind of music that was around at the time as you grow up, you know.
So, what exactly made you become an MC? You know, rather than producing or DJing, what made you pick up a mic?
Really, I'd say it's not really something you focus on. For me, it's a natural progression. If you're in a party and you feel the vibes and you're doing your thing, you know, everybody does their thing. I think people that feel that they want to DJ, that's what they want to do. I've always kind of been a kind of lyrical and vocal person. So it's another thing. Dubstep, doing radio, that was one of the things. Hosting radio, hosting events. You need somebody in a party to host it and just kind of link things together. So, yeah, that was a hard one to pinpoint, man.
So, can you name any influences, you know, when you were starting out that really kind of inspired you to do your thing?
Well, I think definitely, I think going back in time as far as dubstep, Pokes, Crazy D, going to events, going to DMZ had a massive impact. But really, for me, they link with a whole load of other people. I'm talking about GQ, talking about Conga Natty, the Rebel MC, Daddy Freddy, you know, going back. You know, it's a kind of, like I said, a natural progression of the sound, the dub plate culture, the whole sound system vibes that is so prevalent in the UK. It's a natural thing for us to mix this all up. And I think, yeah, definitely MCs in the hip hop. You got people like Blade, you got people like Demon Boys, or you know, they were doing a very similar kind of thing. Vocal beats, you know, the garage guys. Look, I think they all link up, you know. Yeah. Had a big influence on me anyway.
So one of the main things that's really noticeable about your MCing is that it's very upbeat. It's not such a moody vibe. Why is that?
Well, I think, you know, you put it out there, you get it back, bruv. You know, that's how we roll. I think dubstep, what sets dubstep apart is that vibe. You know, is that kind of community getting together, having a good time. All the kind of like I say, yeah, I'm all about sort of getting together and having a nice time. You know, the idea about shouting and hollering and moaning and bragging. There's enough of that going on in the world, mate. You know? We do our thing. So I think, yeah, dubstep generally. Well, I say when I went to some of the first dubstep parties, that's the vibe. No one's there to have any trouble or you know, there's no hint of violence or nothing. Strictly about the music, you know.
So when exactly was the first time that you heard dubstep?
Well, it's the thing. Dubstep, the word, how we use it as a genre now, where it's become as a standalone genre, is quite a new thing. Say the last in 2010 now, so 4 years now, where people are using that word. But dubstep's been around through a lot of the guys who were making the music from the Croydon area, the garage stuff, and I will go back a bit further. I would say with the Steppers link, a whole mix of the house and techno kind of stuff. So it's been around for a while on an underground thing in different areas, but putting it all together under the genre. 2006, I'll name some guys who were involved in breakbeat music who said to me, you need to listen to these guys. They were talking about Teo. I don't know if you know DJ Teo, they're calling Deadly Records, putting on events at Glade, all those kind of early bits. And then DMZ, they were the main guys who kind of made a massive impact. Yeah.
So how do you see the kind of early dubstep scene? Is it something that you kind of, going back to the DMZ days, that you see as the kind of bass weight meditation, or, how do you see that?
Well, I mean, I think it was all sorts, man. I think that's just, that's one side of the 50 pence, like, like music is music. Garage music wasn't about bass weight meditation. Like for me, I love roots music. I like steppers. A lot of that's very dancey. A lot of that's very noisy. A lot of it's very loud. But it's played by people who are interested in meditation. So it's a sound. It can, it's very personal how people take the sound on. Bass is bass. Yeah, definitely. That's the beauty of it. Once we start boxing and making and drawing lines and boxing everybody in, it gets very, people get squashed, and that's not what it's about. For me personally, and definitely there's loads of going to say DMZ was the first kind of events where I saw lots of different people play the music, and they played a lot of different sounds, and then linking up with the Dub Police guys, I would hear pretty much across the board, across the spectrum of dubstep. It wasn't any particular thing. You go down to some of the events they used to have in Corsica, like Elephant Castle. There'd be all kind of heads, all playing all different sounds. And I think that's the beauty of the music. A lot of people come from different backgrounds and bring something. Most of it's, I'd say 99.9999% is positive stuff. And people, it's definitely a music that's open.
So do you feel that when you're emceeing to dubstep, you take a different approach, or is it the same kind of principle?
Well, I'd say dubstep is one of those musics that links where music is first. The emceeing aspect that I come with, and people I look up to, really, they would assist, accompany, and get with the music. As such, like you'd have, say, a reggae kind of interpretation of a DJ toasting on a system, where the operator, the selector, might control the sound system and add some extra bits. But I'd say music first. It's more of an accompaniment to the music rather than trying to overpower the music and state your case. I think that's dubstep MC.
Yeah, so, why do you think that a sound that was so kind of niche, has it spread and become so big on the global scene?
Well, I haven't really noticed it myself. I think really because we've been so busy doing the music and going out to parties, it's only recently I've kind of felt the effect, which, artists like Eve mentioning dubstep, like on national TV. That's a bit of a shocker, because for us it's underground music. I think I'd say it still is underground music with the people like Jason Status, say definitely Casper and Roscoe and Scream and the whole Magnetic Man with Benga and that. I'd say it's still underground music. It's just more people seem to be enjoying that kind of vibe. The time is right for dubstep, the time is right. So I don't see it as being an underground overground. The whole kind of vibe makes people tilt their head, and whatever they're doing, have a look at it from a different perspective. There's a lot of people being influenced by dubstep in other genres. They're not coming into dubstep. They're listening to dubstep and making their own music with a different view.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, and that's the good stuff.